Sprint. This is a look at Soul of an Angel.
Safi Joseph, trainee here, coming out of a nice victory in the Princess Rooney down at Gulfstream Park. Doesn't break great, and so she's going to be one of those fillies that's coming late. And overall, Christina, I felt like for a sprint race, there wasn't like a super fast horse, right? Like no one opens up 2 or 3 on the field every single time. A lot of these fillies are content to kind of just wait, so she could be at maybe a detriment unless someone just decides to go guns a-blazing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There isn't a whole lot of real fast speed. I think Society will want to be involved. Ways and Means, who's your favorite, won't be too far off of it. Soul of an Angel, just looking at her form overall, her one-turn races are very good, and I think if you get lost in some of the 2-turn races, which you see on most of her form this year, she's hitting the board, she's right there. She proves her class by finishing 3rd to Raging Sea and Idiomatic, but when she wins, it's around the one-turn configuration. Getting back to 7 furlongs again here for the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint, I think is a very positive fact for her. She finished comfortably in that last race in the Princess Rooney. I see her as one that is going to come rallying from off the pace, but will Society and Ways and Means come back to her is the question.
And it looks to be a wide open edition of the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. Soul of an Angel about to break off here and have a live work here on Breakfast at the Breeders' Cup. And Safi Joseph Jr., he's had some breakthrough wins in his career, but trying to break through here at the Breeders' Cup over these 2 championship days.
I think one thing to remember about the horses coming out of South Florida as well is with the weather, with the hurricanes, there was a lot of interrupted training. We've seen that reflected most notably in the Jose D'Angelo horses. This particular mare, she worked September the 14th. She ran September 21st. The next work that you see for her was October 15th. So that's 3 weeks subsequent to her race, which some people will give horses a little bit more time to recover before you come back on the work tab like that. She had all those route races under her belt, but occasionally you'd see her work a little sooner after a race than that. She has that one. She has the October 21st. This is her opportunity for some finishing touches. But with that stop and start and maybe not even being able to go out and gallop, you do have to consider that in the preparations for all of the horses coming out of South Florida this year.
Before she ran the Purcell Ensign, she worked a week out from that, and then she had a break for 3 weeks also in that particular instance. This would be a very close to the race kind of work for her, judging at her tab, but you can see it's not letting her do much. It's more of an open gallop.
Yeah, it still has a good tight hold of her, kind of let her open up her stride just a little bit coming down the stretch there. She switches leads on cue, has a nice long hold. She looks like a kind mare to ride, kind mare to work.
I hope so. When she comes from so far behind, you don't want to be fighting her the whole time, right?
Soul of an Angel finishing up one of her final major preparations leading to the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. That gives